Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Friday edition of Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick with you this morning. Just a couple of things on my radar for the day. We're going to get 13 Fs probably after the close, but maybe a little bit this morning, maybe throughout the day, but definitely more after the close. So keep that on your radar. We'll have retail sales also at 8:30. So we'll get to our top stories here, and then we will do ticker time at like 8:30 before our guest, because then at 8:40 we're going to be joined by Jason Raznick. So that's how the show is going to go. We'll do our what's on our radar, ticker time at 8:30, Jason at 8:40 until the end of the show. There we got iQIYI this morning, we got earnings, we got DraftKings, Rocket. I mentioned retail sales. Tesla got a couple big upgrades, so a lot to get to. I'll throw it to Joel. Joel, update us on what happened here overnight.
Good morning, Spencer, traders and investors. We have a potential quad top here in the S&Ps. Your highs over the last three sessions, 79, 82, 82 and a half. We got up to 80.50 last night, and then the old rug pull went down to 33.50. Caught a bid there, and now we're just hanging out at mid-range. Your high close for the rebound was 70. Your close yesterday, 67.75. So 33.70. We get over clear that early, and I'm looking for us to make quick work of that quad top. Crude, that's down 3 cents, just hanging out here in the 42 handle. Gold is trying to muster a rally, but it's down 12.30 at 1958.10. Silver leading the charge on the downside. That's down 3% here, 87 cents at 26.86. And Bitcoin still hanging out in the $11,000 handle, but it's up $255 today at 11,845. Good morning, Triple D. Looking dandy this morning as usual.
Yeah, you like my hair today? You gonna pick on me again? Picking on my appearance? I'm okay.
I said you're looking
I got
good.
thick skin. I can take these comments that I need a haircut. I even shaved for you today, so it's like I better shave because Joel's gonna start attacking me. The hair is a little bit out of hand. I'm gonna give you that. It's a little bit out of hand today. But
maybe if the chat puts in some money today and donates, maybe we'll buy you a comb or a brush and we'll send it to you.
That's exactly.
I just need a barber. I need a barber.
Revenue. Let's use the
mobile
revenue.
barber.
Let's use the revenue from the chat, and we'll buy Dennis, and we'll invest in a blow dryer and maybe some hairspray.
Mobile barber. That's what I need. Somebody come cut my hair. Actually, I'm gonna try to let my wife do it again. She's done it twice already, so she can do it. Maybe this weekend, just for you guys. I'll get it all trimmed.
I like that mullet though. I mean,
it's no mullet.
No, it's a mohawk.
It's just long hair everywhere. It's just everywhere. Look at this.
All right, enough.
It's everywhere. I got my daddy shark shirt on.
Oh yeah, another wardrobe upgrade for you.
Oh, I know. I am dressed to impress. Suits. Look, suits.
We're the suits.
We're good to go.
I always wear a collared shirt. Does that make me a suit? I got the D for Detroit here. So, but let's talk Tesla.
Yeah, we should probably.
All the bears thrown in the towel.
Yeah, we can start there. A couple of big upgrades this morning from Tesla. Bank of America and Morgan Stanley upgrading their ratings. I'll get them up here in the pro and read them to you exactly as they are. So B of A upgrading them to neutral. Morgan Stanley also upgrading them to neutral. The Morgan's analyst, Adam Jonas, he has a couple different scenarios there. The main price target I think you should go off of is his I guess his base, which is the 1360 price target. He's also got a bull case and a bear case, but I'd go with the middle of those three. So we got two bears, Adam Jonas from Morgan and John Murphy from B of A, both upgrading Tesla to neutral here this morning, and throwing in the towel, I guess, for now on the bear train.
It's tough. We're going to get Jason Raznick on. We're going to get his thoughts as well. I was talking with Jason yesterday just about his Tesla position. He's got a call still on it. He's got his stock as well. So, I mean, it's been a hell of a run. So we'll have this discussion on the show here today on, what Jason's going to be doing with his Tesla. I was talking with him and I was like, I think it's eventually going to test that high. That's 1794. I mean, we've come this far. The technicals look pretty good because he got a nice double bottom in place, 1366, 1365, pretty much a perfect double bottom, Mr. Elconin. And then you get obviously the Splitsville news. And like I said, in the back pocket, the ace in the hole is sitting there with the potential to go into the S&P. So until all that good news is out, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to get bearish Tesla here. And obviously we got two analysts that have been bears for a little while. I mean, Jonas, you don't know what he is because he's got a bull case, he's got a bear case. I mean, he hedges himself so well. But I think eventually it's testing that 1794. So I think there's more meat on the bone here. It's up $50 here overnight. It's a huge move. I'm not chasing it. I'm not long it. But I will say if I was long it, I'd probably just bring up my stops.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to do. What was the bull case and the bear case from Jonas? Did you say that?
I don't think I said those numbers. I didn't look that closely beyond.
I think you said 50 or 500 or 250.
He's been like 250 or 500 on the bear case and like 2,500 on the bull case. I mean, Spinner was saying you could drive a Nikola truck through that hedge there. I mean, it's true. Yeah, it's like you're gonna be right when you call it this way and you call it that way and you're that wide. Eventually, you're probably gonna be right. So I don't understand how you can have a bull case and a bear case, and and still call it. But anyways, that's what Jonas. So he's over at Morgan Stanley. He's upgrading though, and he's raised his bull case and his bear case here this morning. He was at underweight. He's went to neutral. Bank of America analyst also upgrading the stock to neutral. So we have two bears that are throwing in the towel on the bear case.
Do you want to price out that strangle right now? The 500, 2,500 strangle? The put, the 500 put in the 25. Do you think
it'll have some value, Joel?
Yeah.
It'll have some value. There's no doubt. I know our buddy Jeremy Newsom's been writing puts like crazy on Tesla down in the 200, the 400. Remember he came on our show and said he wrote like the 300 put for like $6.
Yeah.
$6-7. I mean, it's probably free money. So, but nothing's ever free and ever no. I mean, he's writing insurance to the long-term holder that thinks obviously Tesla's still a zero. But I think most of those people, who were saying Tesla Q. Remember we used to see Tesla Q go by?
Don't see that
in your Twitter feed. You don't see that anymore.
You don't see that anymore. No.
No, you don't see that anymore.
I like the pre-market high 1684, and then also your daily high back here you had a 1689. So that's it. That's the only thing stopping this thing going up to that all-time high, and pre-market high coinciding with the daily high. It's a nice zone there. So keep an eye on that. If it does that, it pops over 1700, comes back down through it. Might be a little tricky, but great move this week. Keeping an eye on that pre-market high.
So we got Tesla. Yeah. I mean, we've got a few stocks last night. Let's go to last night's reports here. BIDU. The stock lifted on the initial report. It was a beat. Give us the numbers, Spencer. But then maybe it was a little bit of IQ information too, but they pulled the rug out from under the stock tank.
Yeah, we should do Baidu and IQ together.
Do them together. Baidu, what do you say? Baidu owns a big chunk of IQ?
Yeah, Baidu owns about 50% of IQ. That's the other thing with all these Chinese companies is it's so incestuous. They all own each other, right? They all have stakes, and there's multiple public companies for every. It's very confusing. But yeah, Baidu does own about half of IQ. So Baidu's numbers from last night were okay. They beat on the bottom line, missed on the top line. EPS $1.46 versus $1.37. So it's a beat. Sales $3.69 billion, which was in line actually with the estimate there. And that was Baidu's numbers. They gave some Q3 sales guidance that was in line with estimates. IQ came out, same story with them, beat on their EPS, missed on their sales, but then they disclosed an investigation from the SEC, and that is weighing on both stocks here this morning.
So you had the big pop in Baidu, and then the subsequent drop. And we can blame, I don't know who if you want to blame IQ for it. Maybe it kind of did fall when IQ started falling, so maybe that is to blame. SEC investigations, they never loved those. IQ has come off the lows as well, but let's just start with Baidu. And I mean, like we talked yesterday on the show, and I said, why would I want to own Baidu? I might as well own Alibaba if I know what I own, because Baidu has been a dog. We talked about the overall trend, and we talked about selling rallies in stocks and downtrends. Well, I had a small rally last night on the earnings report that were okay, and look what happens. They just say, no, don't like it, and they sell it off again. Blame IQ, blame whatever you want, but Baidu has been a dog for a long time. They called it the Google of China at one time. I am today calling Baidu the Cisco of China, because this stock,
I thought you were going to say
this stock is just underperforming, you know, all other China tech stocks for a long time now, just like Cisco underperforms all the US tech stocks. So I don't want to own Baidu. I own Cisco still. I should have sold it yesterday. I was thinking about selling it at the open, just eating my loss and moving out. I'm in from like $50, and the thing has been such a dog. I don't see a bounce. People are asking you buying Cisco. I'm like, I own it. You're getting down towards a 40, 41 support. It's probably going to test there, but this has just been a dog. I think rallies to be sold in Baidu and Cisco. Don't like either of them.
Remember that that old song, Cisco Kid was a friend of mine?
What?
Remember that?
Do you remember that song, Spencer? Spencer knows a lot of songs. Do you remember that one? I've heard of the Cisco Kid.
Right. That was.
But I didn't know heard of the song that he was a friend of mine.
It was by War, I think. Did the original one?
This is 1927.
Wow. Joel's on today. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a good song. It's a good beat. You should listen to it.
Easy Mike's with you. Jason's with you. You got a few people with you, Joel.
Yeah, a few of the older crowd.
I don't know that one.
That was a bad 10.
Gary's on you. Easy Mike's on you. JJ's on you. You got backing in the chat, man.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah,
John Popcorn.
I think they did. Thank you.
Neil says it's a Jamaican beat. I'm not sure about that.
Oh yeah. Is it? We can't pull it up.
It's like Bob Marley stuff.
Yeah. Anyways,
Cisco Kid.
Don't sing.
Sing it. I'm just trying to make it up. I've never even heard it before.
Back to the charts.
Yo, Cisco, don't cry. Okay.
No. We talked about this one in the afternoon show, and I talked about a potential gap fill at 130, and it did that. Got over 130. The gap was below that. I'm just gonna say 115 on this one. You got the 1481 in pre-market trading, two lows at 115. You're $3.50 up off that, so major support that needs to hold. IQ, I know it got hit, that rebounded. I don't know. This is kind of a messy chart.
SEC investigations, I never liked those.
Yeah.
But what I will say is IQ is at least, held up fairly well. It's not in a complete downtrend. And if you go over the monthlies, it's actually just held this 15 support basically since the IPO. So, we know we had the major run back in 2018 when we were all playing it on pre-market prep. We talked about this stock. It was I think it was IQ that I had. And I bought that thing around like 17 or 18. I ended up selling over 40. And that was all from the chat. And, it came back down, and it's been a good buy. Every time it pulls back to 15, 16, it's been a buying opportunity. So I don't know if you get all the way back down to 15, 16, you got to 1750 overnight. If you get back down to the 15, 16 area, it probably bounces again. Am I buying it at 19? You're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It's nowhere's land.
Nowhere's land.
Yeah.
We don't trade in nowhere's land. We trade in some land, not nowhere's land.
Gap fill for you. We're waiting for that. That got filled at 1947. So I don't know. Let's see what the market wants to do. It either wants to hold this area here, which it doesn't look like it's doing, or test the low here at 1734. So if it doesn't pop off the open, then it will work its way into this bar. And someone just asked about Cisco real quickly. It needs to stop going down. We'll see. I must have
had a dozen people asking me about Cisco yesterday. And I'm going to say this is Intel part 2. So on the first day of Intel's fall, it was not the bottom. It took 5-6 days, and we still don't know if Intel's at the bottom. I'm trying it here. I tried a piece of the action. I kind of already don't like it because tech taking off again yesterday and Intel not participating. So I don't like the relative strength in Intel. Cisco, let's wait a few days until it stops going down. Like I said, I'm in it. I've been in it for a while. It's been a dog. I should probably just cut my losses and move on, to be honest. But at the 41, can you bounce there the first time? Probably 40 to 41. You bounce the first time. You've come this far. Why not test it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things here. First things first, you want to hold the low for yesterday. Let's see how the street reacts. You are up in the pre-market, and even with the market a little bit red. So first and foremost, that 42.38
Well, the NASDAQ,
low,
though, you got to look, Joel, and it's underperforming there
true.
again,
Well,
which it does.
True, yeah. 40, you got the close at 42.72. Why is this saying, oh, it's up 7 cents. First thing you need to do is hold the close, then the low from yesterday. I did see a one low, like in the higher 41 handle. But my real focus, Dennis, was that $41 area. And that's when you had 3 lows in that area. So, if you
I'll say the same thing, 41 bucks, 41 major support.
I agree.
So, and then also last night, we're just going to do the, and then we'll move to this morning. We know Rocket, it's coming up here too. Applied Materials, actually there was Dillard's too. We should talk them too. But Applied Materials getting a lift here. So AMAT, decent quarter. Was the bar set lower by some of these other, I don't know. But Applied Materials obviously performing pretty well here. It's actually going to break out and make new highs on the move, which is impressive. I mean, are we back to where we were in the tech bubble? Because Applied Materials was down for 20 years. Did we ever what's the all-time high? Go back to like the year 2000, Joel. We'll take you way the hell back. Scroll her back and let's look at the year 2000 and see what the all-time high on Applied Materials is. Did we ever get back there? See? This is what happens when you buy multiples 100 times. And
it did. This one did okay. Yeah, 40, just under 45.
So you held for 20 years and you're up about 20%. Not a bad return. Ugh. Are you sure? 45 it did, eh? That was the high?
Yeah.
I thought it was higher than that.
Nope.
Cisco never got back to the 85, so that's the all-time high.
Actually, I looked at Cisco said 69 when I put in the.
I remember 80.
Mine says
80.
Mine says 82.
Yeah, I remember $80 on Cisco. So there you are, investing in. This was, if you were investing in stocks in the year 2000, they had the 4 horsemen. Can you name them? The 4 horsemen from the year 2000. They weren't Amazon.
Cisco.
You're Googling, but
no, I'm not.
It's fine. The 4 horsemen. Go, chat. Chat can go too.
Cisco, Intel, Yahoo. I don't know. Here's the last one.
I'm trying to remember them all too, so I'm going to need to lean on it. But I know Cisco was one. Intel, I believe it was Dell.
Yep.
And who was the 4th?
We already said that.
4th?
I don't know.
Yahoo. Do we say Yahoo?
No, it wasn't Yahoo. And it wasn't Qualcomm.
I guess,
AOL?
I don't think it was Microsoft either. Okay, let's Google. Everybody go Google now. We need to know who the 4 horsemen were. 4 horsemen. I thought I could name them off my head and I can't.
Yeah.
Of tech bubble. We'll just do that.
Cisco, Dell, Intel, Microsoft.
Oh, it was Microsoft.
Yeah.
Cisco, Dell, Intel, Microsoft. So, and these were the 4 horsemen, and these were the stocks that were going to take over the world, and these were the stocks you had to own in the year 2000. How'd that do for you? Cisco, all-time high, $82. 21 years later, when you were paying the 100 times multiple for Cisco, you were down 50% on your money. 21 years later. This is showing you multiples do matter in the long run. Dell, Dell was high too, man. Dell was high. I don't know if it ever got back there. DELL. Can you go back on Dell now, Joel? You're looking at Cisco still.
Yeah,
he's still arguing the 80. 72, 8. I remember an 80 on Cisco, so I don't know why.
Yeah, well, Dell though, Dell is
DELL.
Dell.
Oh, Dell, yeah, went delisted and stuff. We won't be able to see it.
So it's
but Microsoft's an interesting case study too, because Microsoft just got back 3 years ago to where it was. It took 17 years to get it back, and obviously Microsoft has taken off since then. But I think Microsoft's high was what, around $80, $90? Back to the year 2000.
Good. Man, I just
and this is such a good, point too. Carter Worth on CNBC made this point about 3 weeks ago on CNBC's Fast Money. And he was saying that if you look at the IWM, I believe it was, or the S&P versus the Qs over the last 20 years, you want to know something crazy stat, Spencer? If you go back to the year 2000, you look at the performance of the S&P and the performance of the NASDAQ, who do you think's outperformed?
Since 2000?
Yeah.
I would assume the NASDAQ.
The S&P has massively outperformed the NASDAQ since the year 2000 because the NASDAQ imploded to the tune of 81%.
Maybe
after.
Okay, but
so if you got from about 2003, 2004, you'd have a different story
Right,
because
okay.
that was after the tech bubble burst. Because remember, NASDAQ went from 5,000 to 1,100 when the tech bubble burst. When all of a sudden every .com company that was worth $1 billion wasn't worth anything. You know, we know Amazon emerged from that, but there was a lot of stocks that did not emerge from that. So all the lesson here is if you're paying 100 times revenue for a company and growth starts to slow, you have a long time to get your money back, even if those companies continue to grow. Microsoft eventually did grow into that multiple, but it took 17 years. Cisco never did.
So
did
saying,
Intel ever get back to its highs?
No.
I'm not even sure Intel got back to its highs, Joel.
It didn't.
Did we go back to the year 2000, bring up Intel? Did Intel get back there?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think
75
Intel's
is the
back to where it was
all-time high.
either.
So what you're saying, Dennis, is we should not invest in the FANG stocks. That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying you got to be FANG's different because Apple 30 times.
Is it different?
I'm saying stocks like, and you know, I love Shopify, but I'm saying you're paying 80 times revenue. I mean, these are awesome trades. These are trading vehicles at a certain point, but you know, and maybe Shopify is going to be the next Amazon and it's going to grow into it. But there's a lot of stocks trading 50, 70, 80 times, you know, and then on the revenue side of it, there's some of them are trading 30, 40, 50 times revenue. So when you're looking at that, like Zoom, and you're looking at that, you're like, are they eventually going to grow into it? Probably not. Probably not. So fun to trade. Eventually the bubble's going to burst in these things and these stocks are going to fall a long, long ways. Now, there's going to be some stocks. I'm not saying the NASDAQ's going to fall altogether. There's an argument that the NASDAQ's underperformed for so long that you want to own the NASDAQ. And, you know, at 25, 30 times earnings, a 25 times earnings isn't crazy to pay. 30 times earnings isn't crazy to pay if you have some growth. For the simple reason is that we're in an environment where interest rates are 2% or 1%. So when you do and you figure that out, I mean, a stock that's, you know, trading at 25 times is better than probably putting your money in, you know, some T-bill at 1.5%. So
Dennis, no one is saying the NASDAQ is underperformed. You're saying since 2000, but
the year 2000.
I know,
but it was a mind-blowing stat. I'm saying Carter, it's correct. Carter Worth had the charts up there.
Yeah.
So if you grab it from the year 2000, the turn of the millennium, the NASDAQ has underperformed the S&P. That's an unbelievable stat. Then think about it. Just grab it though. Like, okay, where was the S&P in 2000? Where was the NASDAQ? Was 5,000.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I guess the bottom line here is with regards to the FANG stocks, because Amazon's at 108 PE.
Yeah, but Amazon's only trading 2 or 3 times revenue.
Netflix is at 76.
So that's different. Netflix is scary.
And who else? I don't know.
All I'm saying is we saw, and I don't think Amazon's a good example. I don't think Apple's a good example. I think Zoom is a good example. I kind of think Peloton is a good example. You know, there's a lot of these smaller cloud names that are just trading with ridiculous multiples where they don't seem to matter.
I mean,
and all I'm saying is when you come out 20 years from now, the multiples are going to matter.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we're not going to just see, you know, unless they have the exponential growth that Amazon did, because Amazon became Amazon. But Amazon, remember, started as an online bookstore. And, you know, they just figured out Bezos was a genius and took over retail. Yeah. So, but there was how many other, you know, online stores that, you know, 99 other ones that didn't become Amazon. So, you know, even looking at these cloud names that are trading at these ridiculous multiples, you're saying, I'm just going to buy this one. I know, you know, the growth is going to be, that's going to go up. You got to look at kind of what you're paying a little bit too, because, and this is for long-term investing, not to do with trading, putting the long-term investing hat on. Everybody says I need to have a hat on right now. So I should have the long-term investing hat on, like our guest did the other day, investing. And if you're buying at crazy high multiples, eventually it usually will come back and bite you in the butt. So I know in the year 2000, we all were, they even rewrote the CFA course. You know, I'm obviously very involved with CFA Institute. I've actually helped write the curriculum for level 3. I've been a participant in some of that curriculum that's in there with some of my stuff. So I'm very involved, but I did my CFA in 2002, and I can remember I took the course there, the Schweizer course that they used to offer, and I remember they put a new chapter in, how to value stocks with zero earnings, and they had a whole chapter with like 25 pages on how to value stocks with zero earnings. 2 years later, this was the year 2000. 2 years later, they removed that chapter. And I remember the instructor saying, this is how you value stocks with zero earnings. And he wrote a big 0 on the board. I mean, and that was like, because we went from a growth market to a value investing market. And value investing lasted for a long time.
Long time, it
for
did.
years. From like 2001, after 2001, people never touched growth stocks because they got just murdered by buying stocks. Walmart trade with a P. Walmart was a big growth stock, and it traded with a P of like 60. But when you were buying Ps at 90 and 100, after 2001, nobody touched those stocks. Then it became a value-oriented market. That's where Warren Buffett started to outperform. See, I just see a lot of similarities. People saying, "Oh yeah, Buffett's washed up now. He's done." Well, that's what they said in the year 2002, and then he massively outperformed from 2001 to like 2000 till probably the financial crisis. The financial crisis changed a lot of things, but there was 6-7 years where value was outperforming growth. So, and now obviously in the last 10 years, it's been a completely different story. NASDAQ has blasted off and we love growth again. But, there is some similarities in certain stocks to 1999.
Just got those retail sales numbers, and they're not moving the market here. We're still down 2.25 handles at 33.65.5. So not much movement here off the retail sales number. We better get Rocket out of the way here. That is the most requested stock here.
Wait, hold on. I just want to clarify. Retail sales aren't out yet. It's out at 8:30. So I'm not sure what you're seeing. But
oh, I made that up, huh?
Yeah. So the number's out in 3 minutes. And I don't know if it'll.
That's why the market's not moving. Well, this baby will watch. Okay, let's go to Rocket.
Yeah, well, we'll do Rocket and then we'll do DraftKings. RKT, this is weird. RKT pre-reported earnings.
It wasn't on schedule, was it?
It was not on any calendar that I saw. And they only had their IPO, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago now. So anyway, they pre-reported earnings. They see preliminary Q2 adjusted net income, $2.8 billion. Q2 sales, $5 billion. Yeah, there are no estimates here because this was a pre-report. So I don't know what to make of it, but
it's a nice pop. You do have the double bottom from 1750 to 18. It's a very important day for Rocket. So obviously, this wasn't on my calendar either. Maybe it was due to report. I did not see it scheduled either. But I will say it's a very important day for Rocket to hold these gains. If it does not hold these gains, that's trouble. So this is, obviously an IPO from 6 days ago that got hot for a day and then had 4 straight down days. And it, makes you concerned somewhat that, there's a few people who are underwater in this thing already. So we'll get Jason Raznick's thoughts. He's going to come on here. So maybe we'll save the rest of it for him because he's obviously long the stock. I don't know what to say. It's up 10%. It's a nice pop. It's very important that it holds the gains. If it does not hold the gains, it's trouble.
Yeah, got a pop over $21, as you can see here on the pre-market chart. And that pop took you to 21.20. Now, that is even shy of yesterday's. The 2-day high is 21.19. Ooh, there's your level right there, folks. Let's get through 21.19. That was your high 2 days ago. You got there in the pre-market. After that, we got to get back over 22.14 in this, or 22.18. And it's just simple math. It's half of this move here. For me, the stock's got to get back over 22, hold 22, and, make a run at the high. But I agree with you. Very important day.
Yeah.
Easy levels to keep an eye on. Your pre-market high matches your 2-day high, and we got your 50% retracement in there at 22.20. So big day for Rocket.
Let's go DraftKings.
Yeah, DKNG, as we're going to get retail sales here in just a few seconds, but DKNG out this morning. Actually, revenue increased year over year, which was surprising to me. But their Q2 EPS, they lost 55 cents per share versus a 19-cent loss estimate. So a big miss for the earnings. Sales 70.9 versus $63.9 million. So that number, like I said, increased year over year, which is surprising considering there are no sports. But, they also gave some pro forma adjusted EBITDA numbers, and DraftKings, I don't know, that's not bad, all things considered, right?
Down 6%.
Yeah.
It's not responding that well to it. Again, this is a storied stock that the story has cooled off to a certain extent. So people don't want to hear the valuation matters, and it hasn't mattered in this market. It hasn't mattered to a lot of stocks. At a certain point, it matters to all stocks. 33.75, it's pulling back. It's not getting the love. I feel like the story's cooled off a bit. This starts getting back over 40, it starts to get interesting. But until it starts getting back, getting some momentum going again, like it had the momentum going into the earnings, which is typical, where you see the 2-day run up ahead of the report. And that's like where the easy alpha that I try to extract all the time. We talk about that, where I'll buy a stock a day or two before it reports, hold it to the report, and then obviously sell it before because I don't want to take it through the report. I mean, that was easy money here on DraftKings again. It went from 33 to 36. Back down 34.
Yeah.
You got some support, 32, 33. Again, very important day for this one too. Do they just buy it right back, or they start to leak it? It's a storied stock though that the story has
tired. It's a tired.
It's tired
here. It's tired.
And stories carry valuation matters zero when the story's hot. Once the story starts to cool, valuation starts to matter to a certain extent. The stock's trading with crazy valuation.
Yeah, and I've been talking about this one really since it made that high over 44 bucks. It's just tired. I mean, you've had some rallies, but man, the most recent rally just ran into a brick wall at 38. But excuse me, we're going to have to adjust those numbers down now. Pre-market low, this thing has bounced around pretty good. 33.40. What do you got there? I'd have to wait for 32 on this one. I don't know if you're going to get it, but you got a low at 31.91. Man, this thing's kind of all over the place. I'm gonna use the pre-market low on this one. Your next daily low is not down to 31.91. Coming back on the upside, you're not too far from yesterday's low. This is kind of interesting, folks. 34.16 with yesterday's low. So even with a $2 drop here, you're going to get a chance at the gap fills. Fill that gap, go rally. You don't hold that gap, boom, go down, test the pre-market low.
So this retail sales print is interesting because it was lower than expected. 1.2% month over month growth in retail sales. This is from June to July. Estimate range between 1.9 and 2.3%. So if you look at the last few months, I'll just read you what the retail sales were for the past few months. March, down 8%. April, down 14%. May, up 18%. June, up 7%. July, up 1%. So I don't know. I guess we're going to get, we're getting earnings here from retailers the next couple of weeks, and I'm imagining they're going to be mostly good. We've gotten hints of good ones already with Foot Locker.
Well, last night we got Dillard's. It's a good segue into DDS.
Yeah. So, and we can go there now. And we got Dillard's. Foot Locker was so excited that they pre-reported. And I'll give you the Dillard's numbers here.
Good response to a crappy report. So they came over the very low bar.
Yeah, right. So I'm not really sure what to make of that retail sales because it was lower than expected. So it's been declining month over month. The growth rate has been for a few months now, but it was such a strange quarter between April, May, and June. Dillard's Q2 earnings per share, they lost 37 cents per share last quarter, which is actually up on a year-over-year basis. Sales was down though, 893 million versus 1.4 billion a year ago in Dillard's. So yeah, all these retailers have a low bar. And I have a hunch they're all going to clear it.
Low bar. So it clears the low bar. Good news, up 17%. It squeezed the shorts a little bit here. Dillard's is imminently going out of business. So, I mean, and we talked about this is the reopening trade, right? Yeah. And some of these reopening stocks started to show life. They cooled off the last couple of days, but they're showing life. And I don't mind, and I'm not jumping into it, Dillard's maybe, but, there's definitely an argument here to say that, the COVID is in the back burners. We're starting to get people going out again. I can't argue with you if you're buying a few reopening stocks.
Yeah,
Dillard's is one,
yeah,
but I'm not
this is a
chasing up
tough-
17%.
Yeah, this is a tough chart because you just got walloped here in June. I don't know what happened then, but they just walked this thing down. So you got a lot of people underwater. Just under 33 is the pre-market high. So you got to look for got to get through 33 for follow through. Next daily high was 34.58, but kind of a messy chart here. 7,000 shares have traded. And then what did you do before Dillard's? You did, what was the stock, Spence?
I did retail sales.
Retail, was it retail sales?
I don't know if I did a stock, but we
Okay.
can.
But you got Macy's up, you got Kohl's up, you
Yeah.
got JWN trading up. The sympathy moves aren't strong though.
How
They're
about-
not like whoa. They're up a little bit. So obviously we know, like you said, we are coming into retail earnings season. Very important. So where we go from, you know, it's obviously very important that
Can we,
some of these
everyone's
retailers
shopping at
actually
Best
do
Buy.
get over their low bar.
Can we talk Best Buy for a second?
Yeah, do it.
Look at
Stock's
this.
been unbelievable.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't believe it. This is an unbelievable stock. Me and Joel, when we started the show back in like 2013, we're like, Best Buy is just the showroom for Amazon, and this stock is in big trouble. And you know where the stock was then? It was like $20. It went to 109. We couldn't have got it. This is probably the worst.
That's right. Yep.
Worst
Yep.
call we've ever made as a team together. We both hated Best Buy, and this was back in 2013. And Best Buy figured it out. You know what? They did Amazon pricing thing immediately. People still go to those Best Buys. So we were dead wrong on this one. We should have been turning around and buying it. And so, see, we admit when we're wrong. We were wrong on Best Buy. I cannot believe it's $110. It's unbelievable.
What about, didn't one of the owners or former owners take some big stock in it or something and just walked it up? He just,
wasn't he keep trying to keep it going private? Was that Best Buy? We were getting it confused with another one, another dog that was back then. I think we're getting it confused with another one. I do remember that though.
What do you think? Do you think it's back to school?
Driving Best Buy?
I don't know what's driving it.
Well, you know what?
The trend is your friend. Look at that Jeff Mackey purple crayon. Since the what happened on July 21st? I don't remember. What happened on July 21st when the stock gapped up $6? Was that preliminary numbers? What was that, Spencer?
That was online sales they gave.
Online sales. Yeah. They were killing it.
They gave online
Gap and go.
It's gapping up again.
Yeah. Gap and go. What's driving it today? What's the catalyst today? I don't even. I didn't look. I didn't see anything in Best Buy headlines. I can go look now. I wasn't actively looking for it.
I mean,
is there a catalyst, or we're just up $2 just for fun?
You want to just say retail? I mean, what's the XRT doing this morning?
Well, it's up because XRT is trading higher because we got Dillard's way up, but Best Buy is obviously a significant move, 2.5%. That almost looks like analyst action. Piper. Oh, that was yesterday though. I don't see a news headline. This thing's just hot.
I don't know.
Yeah,
hot.
it's hot.
Somebody says upgraded. Maybe it was upgraded. It looks like an upgrade. It's trading like an upgrade.
Today, pre-market high 111.23. That's all I can give you on this one, folks. It's just been on a steady march here. I guess if you want to try and find a reason for concern, let's see if I can do this correctly.
I don't know how you find a reason for concern when stocks are making new all-time highs. What's my rule? Stock making new all-time high. If you short, don't be short. I don't like shorting stocks making new all-time highs.
How about, I mean, this is just, if you just have to find a reason here.
It was initiated by DA Davidson today with a buy rating.
I'm not bearish until it takes out that trend line. That trend line doesn't come in until 105.
Okay, so DA Davidson is out on Walmart and Best Buy today.
Yeah, so there's your catalyst. DA Davidson coming out bullish. What's Walmart doing? It's flat. It's not moving Walmart. Walmart's too big. I don't know what to say. What do you think of Walmart? Let's just look at the chart here. I know these are boring.
Look at it. How do you like that channel, Dennis? How do you like that channel?
I kind of like the Walmart. I think I didn't like it a few days ago. I'm starting to kind of like it again. I don't know.
What about my
break out.
channel I drew in? You guys want me to
I'm
draw,
not
draw,
looking
draw?
at it. Let me go look at
Then
it.
you don't pay
Oh,
attention.
channel. Nice channel. Best Buy. There you go.
Yeah,
Channelingstocks.com.
there you go.
Is that still out?
I want to get to some stickers from the chat before Jason comes on, if we can.
Okay. They all want high growth stuff and they don't want to hear about value.
No.
That's what they're saying this morning.
Hey, Dennis, what happened?
No.
Hey, Dennis,
Everybody
what
hates me this morning.
what
'cause I
happened
talked
in-
value for 2 minutes.
What happened in 2000?
No, they
What
don't want to
happened?
hear
I
about
don't
it, Joel.
remember.
The chat don't like the year 2000.
Yeah, no,
They don't want to
I
hear
think
that
that's the
there's
most hoot
potential
we've
that
had on you in a
their
while,
high growth
Dennis.
stock could go down. People don't want to hear that.
Okay,
You
well,
got
hey,
hooted on. I was feeling bad for you.
hey,
They
But I let
hated
it go.
me.
It was
They
kinda
hated me
fun.
in that discussion.
I
All right,
know.
let's continue.
all right. Traderhead NYC wants your thoughts on Micron. How's that for?
I
high
sold
flyer?
it back at 51 about a week and a half ago. It was a good sale. Micron is a dog. Again, underperforming. This is Cisco. This is Intel. Micron back in the day. I don't want to own any of these legacy old tech stocks now. I liked Micron for a while. I was looking good. I was in it. I bought the dip back in March, one of the few stocks that I did buy the dip. I've sold it. I'm out. Gets back down in the low 40s. I might get interested again, but right now you're in the middle of nowhere and the trend is not your friend. I don't like Micron at all.
Micron traded down 43 cents. I see. I mean, you want to hold out for 44 here? Sure looks that's where it's going. 44 was a low you had back in
I think it's going
June.
to 40.
Yeah, it's not a pretty looking chart at all.
No, the growth isn't there. They've struggled for a long time. Yes, the multiple's cheap, but again, this isn't the value-oriented market. You can see it just from the hate in the chat. When you start talking value and PEs and so they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear what's hot and I want to make my money quick. So that's what it is. So this is how it's a good feel for where the market is. We are close in some stocks to 1999. So we're not going to talk about that.
No,
that.
not every stock from the chat is a high flyer. I mean, maybe they're at all-time highs, but I don't like.
People want to make money fast.
So
They're here to make money fast.
Money. That's why they have a
fast
show.
Money. They named a show Fast Money. I like making my money slow. I've always been, base hit. I made my whole life base hits. So, obviously people have different styles. I'll tell you, you can make some money with base hits as well, though. You don't always have to have a home run. You swing for the fences like Rob Deere, you strike out 200 times.
Oh,
in the
old
season.
Rob Deere reference.
Okay. So let's go. Chat. Let's go. What do you want to hear?
I have tickers.
WDC, I just say, is the same thing as Western Digital too. We hate WDC as well. We hate Micron. We hate Cisco. We hate WDC.
What about?
I own Cisco, the only one I own.
What about Service Now? NOWs from Will.
NOW?
Yeah, NOW.
Oh no. Yeah.
Ready to go. It's ready to break out again. So multiples and don't matter at this point in time. That stock looks like it's ready to go through 455 being in breakout mode. It's probably going to be a $500 stock. So I can get on board. I can get on board with the trade, the growth trade. The growth trade is still hot. So I'm just saying I don't stick these in my long-term portfolio. I'm not putting Service Now in the long-term investment, not looking at it. But as a trade, as long as this stock stays above, let's just even say the 400 area, 414 low from July 24th is a nice out. I think the stock could be a $500 stock. So I like it. Trade only, not investing.
440. Look at this. Bunch of highs in this area. 39.81, 39.13, 39.29, 39.57. So I drew a blue line there at 440, but I don't have the chart up. But that's what breakout. That's resistance for now, though. I'd say this thing don't clear 440 soon. Dennis, I would do. You want to go 10 points each way on this one for a lunch?
No.
Okay.
Let's go NVIDIA. I've said on this show back when the stock was 420, I said it's going to 500. It's halfway there. I think it's going to 500. I've been playing it in and out, in and out, in and out. I was long it again overnight. I keep buying it overnight and selling in the pre-market, selling it because it just continues to work. The stock goes up no matter what the hell the market does, it seems like. Market goes down, NVIDIA's flat. Market goes up, NVIDIA explodes $10. I mean, the relative strength on this is awesome. Everybody loves NVIDIA. Yes, it's expensive, but it doesn't matter. The stock is just like AMD. I feel like AMD is going to 100. I feel like NVIDIA is going to 500.
Boy, this was higher. This was at it was 468. And was that from yesterday's range? What was the high yesterday?
Joel, quick, man.
468.87 all-time high. That's the only number I can give you.
That's the Joel I know. Speed.
All right, I want to keep
Double
doing
close,
tickers.
57.70.
I want to keep doing tickers until Raz.
Where's
Let's do it.
Raz?
They like this.
Until he joins us.
I have a fundamental question for Tesla for Raz. I want to do that first, right when he comes on.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
I'll make sure he knows that. Here's one that Dennis brought up this before the show and also brought up by Smita is SHLL. This is
wow, what a move.
This is the special purpose acquisition company for Hyliion. And the CEO,
EV play.
CEO was on our show a few weeks ago. I would say this. This is the only time ever that after doing research and after an interview, I went and I bought the stock.
Where'd you buy it? Where'd you buy it, Spence?
Oh God, I don't remember.
It had to be around 20.
I think, well, it was here. It was actually, I can tell you the date. How about that? I don't know the price because I don't.
Are you going to put it in your 13F?
Yes.
13F's come out tonight too, we believe.
Folks.
So be careful
Keep
after
your
hours.
head on a
13Fs.
swivel.
So I bought it on I think on the 30th. So it was in the 1918.
Nice. He bought the bottom. Spencer, we got to follow this guy, man. He gets some good buys. I also bought this stock. I bought it too early and I got stopped out. So I was thinking that the low was going to hold there the day after the flush there, 27 to 21. I was like, they might want to hold that. And then it flushed again and I sold. So I think I lost a point on it. Obviously should have rebought it because boom, it's right back up here again. It was in consolidation station. I just didn't look at the chart here for a week and a half, but it was kind of nice to sign out 20. I don't know what the catalyst for it was yesterday, but that's a nice candle. Closing near the highs. I think you're a buyer of pullbacks here. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, 24. The one sneaky high over 24 at 24.85. So if you're looking for another target today, 24.85, that would be the number. First things first, getting through the high from yesterday on that big day, 24.08.
All right, Joel. Jason Raznick is on the line. You have a fundamental question.
I have a fundamental question about Tesla.
Wait,
right, he's got the red light going.
Jason,
it must be a rocket type of day.
Jason, you're on mute. Hold on.
Yeah.
It must be a rocket type of day. He only brings up the red light for rocket.
Maybe. All right.
So Raz alert, we're here.
We're
Raz alert, we're here. Sorry for the annoying siren noise, but I want to make sure everyone knows the Raz man is here and we're ready to give stocks. We're ready to trade and make some money. Let's go.
A red light special.
What's your fundamental question? I'm here for you, buddy.
Okay. So last week I was writing that article and I needed some help because I took some of your quotes and you said that you were waiting for a tow truck and that you had problems with your car. And I asked the Tesla about if it was the Tesla and you said, yes, it was a user error.
Yes.
What happened?
I picked up I thought it was Tesla making a mistake. I was very mad. I had to get towed last week, guys. It's a true story. Yes, my car, I had to get towed. It was a user error. I picked up Josh, my 8-year-old, from his friend's house, and I was backing out of the driveway, and there was a little curb, and I didn't know this little curb was there, and it hit the back of the wheel, I guess, and the plastic thing over the wheel like fell off and was it was hitting the wheel. And so I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a user error at first. Tesla should have been more stable on that. Wait, why am I saying this publicly? But anyway, they fixed it. They fixed it. So I went to the Tesla dealership.
So the car wouldn't run because there was something on the wheel?
It would run, but the plastic and the rubber would hit. And some neighbor who lived next to this person's house, they wanted to come out and like put duct tape or like a cord. They were going to help me, but I'm not a car guy.
Duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah, the guy, or he said like, ties that you put like someone in jail or whatever. Those little ties, what are those called? Those zip ties. Thank you. And so zip ties. Now I just did get help from one of my friends here. Today is a special day. We're doing something a little different. It's a special day. I'll get to stocks. I'm sorry.
I like special days.
I'm sorry, Bradley. We haven't been at stocks yet. Bless you. But this is a special day because now we have the Benzinga shirts. And there's people in this room who deserve some Benzinga shirts. So I have models here to model some of the Benzinga shirts. Let's go, models. Come on in.
Let's go.
Come on in. Are you guys in? Can you see?
Nice.
Do I need to get you to lift up here?
Oh, yeah. We got to see the shirt.
Let me get hold on. Let me get the screen. So
that's a good looking family right there. I'll tell you that.
These are the Benzinga Detroit shirts that we want to. Oh, there we go. Now I can see you guys. Okay. So if you guys want some of these shirts, you got to email me or no, email Stacy.
Call a cell phone.
What'd you say?
No,
Call his cell
here,
phone.
why don't we? Let's
Yeah, Jason, I thought you were taking orders
keep
on
it
your
simple.
Your
cell phone.
cell phone.
Here, let's keep
Email
it simple.
Stacy, STACEY at benzinga.com. BENZINGA. We're gonna give out to the first 5 people that email Stacy.
I'm emailing
5
right
free
now.
Shirts. Dennis, you get one. You get one.
Oh, I get one.
I got
Yeah.
dozens of shirts.
Yeah, Dennis, you get.
It'll
them.
be better than my daddy shark shirt.
Yeah. So STACEY at benzinga.com. Okay. So models, anything you want to say? All right. Any stocks you like, Josh? Remember you gave him Nintendo and you gave him Microsoft.
Apple, we got it. We can't give it.
Josh, give me another stock pick. Last time Josh was on the show, he gave me Microsoft at 151, and it has been a monster stock. Josh, what do you have for me today?
Give him a stock. What game are you playing?
Fortnite, so.
TikTok, no TikTok.
No,
No.
it's not a.
Fortnite?
Yeah, but that's not a stock.
He knows it. He knows it's not public.
He knows that Fortnite.
He knows. He's in
Wow.
the know.
That's
Stock
great.
It's not a public. It's not public, Josh. He'll think about it. He'll be back. Wait, how
Okay,
about
Josh,
All
we're
right.
expecting a big stock pick from you next time
Yeah,
you're on.
because you're
'cause
up like
that
100%.
Microsoft, you killed it for me, buddy. Thank you, Josh.
Nike.
I did really well on Microsoft. because of
Nike.
you,
She
Josh.
said Nike.
Nike?
Yep.
You know
All
what?
right.
I kind of like the Nike here. It's getting ready to break out to all-time highs. That's a good pick.
Baseball player.
I'm interested.
All right.
You got me interested.
All right, we're gonna do something a little different. That's why I said it's a special show. The chat room last week in the chat room,
I'll chat.
no, Josh, stop. I wasn't reading it, so I didn't answer some questions. So people want to know if I still own stocks or okay. I'll tell lithium I own. It's positive for us. It's a winner right now. So it's not 80% winner. It's about 14%. Eli Callaway, I sold my final shares of it yesterday. My catalyst was earnings. It didn't rocket 80%. It was up 24% for us or 26. So I got rid of it. It was enough. The other ones I still own are like DOO, Tesla I own. And I called Dennis Dick yesterday because I have a couple calls left of Tesla. And I was going to sell my call yesterday. Mr. Dennis, smart trader, said, Jason, hang on a day or two longer. And I'm probably going to sell one of my Tesla calls today that I bought originally for $73 a share. And today it's trading for $288 a share. That's a pretty good return.
It's going to go over 300 today because we got 44 bucks. You're going to get your 300.
If it goes over 300, we're going to do another red layer. Kathy, I don't know who Trevor Milton is, but Kathy Woods, Russell, I just talked to yesterday. You know, that's from ARK Invest. I just talked to her yesterday for about 20 minutes. She's a great person. So,
Oh, you got a dog?
Trevor Milton is the founder of Nikola. Jason.
oh,
Look at the dog. Look at that dog. That dog's awesome.
they just got okay, guys. I
That's
gotta do
the
show.
cutest
I
dog ever.
gotta do the show, guys. Enough. Bye, guys. Okay, and then Tast. I haven't sold a share since we sold a long time ago. I still own Yeti. Rocket RKT. You guys know I bought it heavy in the IPO, and it's still one of my biggest positions that I bought in the IPO. I am not looking for these like immediate moves.
Oh, you got an immediate move in Rocket. They pre-reported this morning, and it's trading up 8%.
Well, they
So
pre-reported
you've
already?
actually got an immediate move. It's up 8% from the low here. So it's $20.35 this
Wait,
morning.
did they report earnings today?
Yes,
They were pre-reported. We wasn't even
not-
on the schedule.
not on the
Why'd they
schedule.
do that?
I don't know, but they did. I was like, what's going on with the Rocket? I was like, Spencer, they reported just a minute ago. I'm like,
And
why
You guys want me to find out right now?
I didn't know it wasn't planned. There was a pre-report. Anyone can pre-report whenever they want, but it was not on the calendar.
They're good numbers. They were
So-
excited.
Hey.
Got them out there.
Ticker Vault. I am not losing any Tesla gains on RKT. What are you talking about? I bought it at $18. Is it not above 18?
Well,
is it below 18?
Well, I mean, not anymore. I
It's
mean,
$20, so
this
you're good to
morning,
go. You're making some
I
money.
never, guys.
It was
I-
18 yesterday.
It was not below 18 yesterday.
Oh no, but it was in that it was about.
It was back down near the low.
You got to
that he-
1831.
Jason's
All right.
long term here. He can hold
guys.
on.
Do you need a calculator? Here we go. Okay. I bought the shares at 18. Okay. Yesterday it went down to 1850 ticker Vault. I don't know how that's a negative. Okay.
Oh, okay. I think you're getting hung up here on.
I'm getting upset. Yes. I'm
Yeah.
getting upset.
You should have been on earlier in the chat. They all attack.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Dennis,
boy.
Dennis,
I'm
Dennis,
okay. I'm okay. I like it. I like the hate.
Dennis, you know how you got the hate in the pre-market? I got some chatters texting me about it. Dennis is telling too much history stuff. And they sent me screenshots.
I
and
said,
circled it.
stop Dennis from talking about history. We're not in a history course. We're in a money-making course.
Dennis, look at the red circles on this.
Guy talking about they did too. Look at
I got like 3 texts. That's what I
I
woke
know
up to.
they were hating me, man. They're like, shut Dennis up right now.
Yeah, and so
And that just fires me out more. When you tell me to shut up, I just keep talking.
yeah. So Wilk and Romero, I'm not going to wait for Tesla next week for 2000. I'm going to sell one of my calls most likely today because pigs get slaughtered. You know that whole thing.
Good
And
call, I think.
now I just
2
want to go.
upgrades today. Now it might be the time. The 2 bears thrown in the towel today.
Yeah. Well, the
Jonas
Morgan
never throws
Stanley Adam Jonas thing, they went all in on the battery. So that's why it's up today. Last night's report, I mean, I had all my Tesla analysts reading the stuff. That report from Adam Jonas, I knew Tesla would be a huge winner today because what Adam did. Remember, Adam's the guy that said it could go to $6 or $10. So he's a guy that likes to cover CYA, which means cover your, I don't want to say it because Joel's here.
Yeah,
Right.
he was hedged. We talked about the hedge earlier in the show.
Yeah.
He's got the bear target and the bull target. It's like 500 and 2,500. Spencer was joking he could drive a Nikola truck through that hedge. I mean, he's gonna be right when he got $2,000 price range on that thing.
Yeah.
Bull or bear?
Hey, Elite Train. I bought Upwork yesterday. How do you know I did that? Yeah, I bought Upwork.
Oh, you got a
yesterday.
new one.
Yeah,
I like Upwork.
I don't think it's one of my big ones because Benzinga spends a decent amount of money on Upwork. We have contractors because we're looking for great people, and sometimes you can't find them right in Michigan. So we go on Upwork and we hire people. Fiverr stock is taken off. Upwork symbols UPWK. I own it, and I'm gonna continue to build a position. I had it before, and then I sold it. But I think more people are going to follow along what we do to find great talent. But I want to give a couple call option updates. I bought those generic options or whatever it is. That is, I cannot believe it. I bought them at $2.50. They're at $37.
Oh.
$1,500 gain. My call options, I'm usually off on timing, so I don't spend much money on call options. But lately, they've been working. Penn National, we bought that on the show together.
Monster
the 41 calls, and I was down 32% of I was down 60% of my Penn National call options. Literally within the last 10 days, it changed and we're up 293%. Whirlpool, I know Joel was teaching me how to hedge it, and I just didn't hedge it because I was lazy. And now I have half the position left, and that one is up 650%. I don't have any, the only call losers I have right now are Delta, which is a big loser. I'm down 70% on that Delta call option. And then I told you guys I bought a put on Planet Fitness. And that one is down 21%. But I'm just going to keep that. It's a hedge. If the market goes down, I like having some shorts on.
Yeah, that's how I play it too. I usually have some longs and some shorts. Jason, I think one good lesson, that people can learn from you here is you give yourself enough time when you're buying these options, because people go wrong and they go 2-3 weeks out. And I've done it before too. And they don't give themselves enough time. You had this Penn National options, and if you only had, let's say, the monthly ones, you probably would have went off the board worthless. But you gave yourself enough time, and obviously, it's turned around and went for you now. And I learned this from my buddy Chris Banier. Same thing. He's like, you're buying options, go out 6 months to a year, give yourself some time for because you're never going to get the timing perfect. Give yourself some time to let your thesis play out. So, so I want to give you some props for obviously giving yourself enough time. Well, Dennis, but what are your thoughts there? Obviously, like how far do you typically go out when you're buying calls?
I learned the hard way, Dennis. I learned the hard way because back in the day, I was short Washington Mutual and Countrywide with puts and with the regular stock shorting it, and I didn't buy enough duration. See, I think the market's going to catch along to me faster than it does. That's what I used to do, and I was, when you buy the options longer dated, they cost more. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. But the same token, if you don't, you could get screwed. There's a call option on Tesla that I bought a year ago that expired 1 month before the big skyrocket, which I spent $800 on it. If I would have had the call options, I spent $2,000 on that. If I would have had the call option of 1 month longer, that $2,000 would be $20,000. Instead, it was a zero. So I take the notion of when I buy call options, 6 months to a year, almost every time. That pen, it's in October. I bought it probably in February, maybe January. But if I would have bought it shorter, I would have lost. But how about Yeti, guys? I've been preaching I've been the Yeti preacher. I mean, I'm the Yeti preacher. You can call me Yeti preacher. I bought that at $40, $38. I bought call options. I bought a bunch of call options. It's now at $50. It finally took off. And it took some time. If I would have bought the options like I used to when I was in my younger years, now I'm an old man with gray hair, I would have lost on it. My Generic options, I mean, that's my best trade in my entire life. I mean, up 1,500%. I bought them for August. I bought them right in the beginning of COVID because people don't want to go out and their power's out. Where are they going to go? At a hotel and get Corona? So these are just like, these trades seem to me obvious, but it takes time for the market to catch on sometimes. And then the VSTO, you know, the uprising in the United States, which is the outdoor play, that's 100% gainer, but I didn't buy the options there. And I'm not suggesting, I see in the room asking me, I'm not suggesting just buy call options. The reason I do it sometimes is to get in more positions and get a little bit in. And if you hit it at the right time, like we did on the Generac, which is not going to happen every time. Trust me. I mean, I've had a bunch of call options expire worthless in my life, but so like I own GAN. You guys know I love GAN. I don't own any call options on it. I bought the regular stock at let's look at the price. I bought it at whatever, 1680, and it's up 35%. We're at $22. It does 1/3 of the online sports betting market. It powers 1/3 of this online sports betting market. And I guess they're in a quiet period, or else Mitch or Zoltan are bringing the CEO of GAN on. But I don't always buy call options. I do it sometimes as a way to get in more positions. Whirlpool stock was $130. I'm like, hey, it's easier just to buy the options. And if I get lucky, and if my downside's this, you know, again, whenever I make a trade, guys, I look at probabilities. And no, I'm not an express spot anymore because my catalyst was there. It's like my Eli catalyst was there and it was over. So I get out. Now, it doesn't mean I get out of every position. Dennis and I had to talk about it yesterday. Like I own Wendy's. I bought it at during Corona. My friend used to work like on the whatever, he used to do something in corporate there. Or he worked for Tryon, and he said buy Wendy's. And the stock was down so much, and then literally the stock. And so I bought it, and I'm just going to keep it because it has a dividend. I'm really trying to build up that dividend portfolio and not just these high flyers.
That's good. That's good for the long term. It's good for the long term, no doubt.
It's good, but the Spencer, it takes a long time. Dennis, I don't know if you did, but I look at my dividends. I don't have that many dividends coming in, and I'm just trying to think like when I want to go sell Wendy's is at $22. I mean, is there really a reason for Wendy's to go to 30? No. Like if I had to bet as much as I would bet against that in a big way, but I'd rather get the dividend even if it's 4%. I want some dividends. You know, Dennis said something earlier about people want to get rich quick and they don't want to, you know, Jeff Bezos said, you know, it's a process, a long-term process to get rich. And, you know, when rocket companies went public, Dan Gilbert said it's been a 35-year process. And that's the way I want to look at it, because if you just want that get rich quick thing, you know, a stock I gave you guys a long time ago is HubSpot, but I got tired of it. Like I just got tired of it. And when I got tired of it, because I wanted to move faster, you know, 3 weeks later, it skyrockets 40%. So it's a bad thing when you get in the notion of when you get tired of stocks just because they're not moving, you want to sell it, but it's probably not the right move. It has the support. It's staying stable. You just got to stop looking at it. And I think that's a bad thing to get into. And I get it that we get into that as habits because the market moves so much. So you just got to be careful on that.
All right. Jason Raznick is the founder and CEO of Benzinga. If you want a Benzinga shirt, you can email Stacy at benzinga.com, Stacey, or they should be in our Shopify store, correct, Jason?
Yes, they should be in our store. So it's like Benzinga shop. I don't know, Neil.
Well, I was going to say that the link to the store is in the description of our YouTube video.
Okay.
So if you go into the description, the link to the Shopify store is in there.
And I ask two things of you guys before I go. One thing is to help the channel out, subscribe to the channel. I know you like it, but they now told me to say subscribe to the channel. It's like this new wave thing. We need subscribers, okay? I don't understand it all, but I'm paid to say this, okay? So subscribe to the channel. Second thing is, if you guys use a brokerage or Webull or anyone, please tell them you love Benzinga News, or if they don't have Benzinga News, say you want more of it and send me a screenshot. And even if you're not in the first 5 and you send me a screenshot of you writing like, get us Benzinga News, they break stories or whatever, and you send me a screenshot to jason@benzinga.com, I will absolutely send you a shirt. These are soft Benzinga Detroit shirts. They're a limited collection. These will be worth millions of dollars one day, hopefully. And, you know, so we appreciate it. And thank you. Have a great trading day. And if you ever want to ask me more questions, you can see me in the Benzinga Pro chat room. Because I am making trades throughout the week. Like I told you, I bought Upwork. It's up $2 since I bought it, not the stock, my position. So it's going to take some time on that one. I think it's a 6-month trade for me. I'm not going to sell Upwork for 6 months. So
yeah, and Jason mentioned he's in the Benzinga Pro chat. There's also a link in the description of YouTube of our video to Benzinga Pro. You can get a free trial and a subsequent discount should you subscribe after that. So Benzinga Pro and Shopify in the description of our YouTube video. Jason, thanks a lot today.
the red alert is
Upward,
gone.
just real quick, Upward looks like it's busting out here over
I like it.
15.
I like that
yeah,
chart.
yeah, that looks like it's a little bit of a breakout there.
Yeah, and who was it in the chat? Wilkin was in the chat asking us to talk about Upwork. So props on that trade, Wilkin.
I had it from 9 to 14.
Yeah.
And again, when a consolidation station started to break down and I sold it, obviously it was a mistake because it started to continue to go higher here. Kind of want it back. I maybe should just pay up and, I miss a buck of the move.
That's a little breakout there. I see.
Yeah, I don't mind this
opens
chart
up.
at all, this Upwork chart. And this is a storied stock too that can get carried as well. I mean, valuations again on some of these are tough to wrap your head around, but again, doesn't matter. Short run valuation doesn't matter. You can buy anything and the trend's going up and it's looking, favorable, like it's going to break out. Who cares? Jump on for a trade. I like the Upwork.
Can we just real fast do silver? We were asked about silver about a half hour ago in the chat,
Man.
and all the rest of you. I'm seeing all your questions, and I'm writing them all down, and we'll get to them at the 3:40 show. I promise. But let's just do silver right now.
It's tough, Joel.
Yeah,
the silver shirt's tough. You feel like it topped out, and this is the snapback rally that's to be sold, but the trend's still there. So you could argue that that was just a shakeout, and maybe it resumes. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think right now you got a really good level because yesterday's high was 27.85, and then today's high is 27.88, and it really backed off there. So that's the key to more upside in this one. Get clearing 27.85 there, getting in a 27.90 handle. Silver took back more than half of the move. I'm not going, actually 27 is that area. So that's what I would got to 30, then down to 24. So I'd make sure it stays over 27 on a closing basis. And then unless you can bust into that 28 handle, I could see this leaking a little bit more. I don't think, maybe gold did do the 50%. No, gold has it, but that low that made under 1900, you would have to been up at night, but to catch that one. Same thing with gold, pair of highs. Let's just call them yesterday's high 74.80, today 1970. So I guess a little more short term. I kind of favor the gold here because it hasn't quite done that 50%.
All right. If you want more Benzinga in your life, I mentioned this before, the links to Benzinga Pro and our Shopify store are in the description of this YouTube video. If you want more pre-market prep in your life, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can always email us as well, premarket@benzinga.com, and give us feedback, good, bad, or otherwise. We appreciate that. You can catch our podcast. It's available on every major podcast platform, Spotify, iTunes, et cetera, or just catch the replay of the video on YouTube. Thanks to our guest, Jason Raznick. Thanks to all of you in all of our chats. Please remember that all the information from our broadcast are meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Joel and I will be back at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time, same place, youtube.com/BenzingaTV. Until then, everyone, have a good day.